What's going on, Andy? What's going on, Tyler? What's going on, Vaughn? Hey guys, my name is Bobby Littman, but look, if you know me, you know that sometimes I like to go by Bobby Daytona. Hey guys, I help to run an asphalt and a concrete company based out of Denver, Colorado. But I'm checking in right now and I'm sharing a brief video message about 75 Hard. Guys, about mid-March, I decided to pick up the 75 Hard challenge finally. And I found myself failing a handful of times after day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, because I was having a hard time following the diet plan. And I got to a point about 2 weeks in where I said, I'm not taking this seriously right now. And I don't know why, because I'm saying that I want to do this, but I'm not. And so at that point, I finally committed to the work, and it felt great. And I remember listening to this one podcast that you'd put out, Andy, where you had said, look, you're going to make it to day 40, day 50, and you're going to mess up on something easy, something simple. And I remember hearing that, and I was heeding it, but I said to myself, never, that's not going to be me. And, in the month of April alone, so in 30 days, let me tell you guys how incredible this is. I ran over 500 miles. And I ran over 500 miles through the help of your podcast and through the help of, I'm not going to say the motivation, but just the driver to really commit to 75 Hard. And on day 37, so this was just a few days ago, I found myself getting a bit lazier and lazier with a few of the critical tasks. And the one that was kind of catching up on me was the gallon of water. And I found myself drinking the gallon of water a bit later and later and later in the day. And so instead of being done at, say, 2 p.m., I was now getting done at, say, a 5 p.m. or a 6 p.m. And that 6 p.m. became a 7 p.m. And the 7 p.m. became a 9 p.m. and then a 10 p.m. And then on this night, the 37th night, so going into more than halfway, day 37, day 38, that's halfway. I finished that gallon of water around 10:45 p.m. And what happens from here is I'm exhausted. And so I go straight to bed. I literally fall on the bed and I'm asleep. And within an hour, so before midnight, there's still time left in the day, I wake up and I've got to use the restroom because, oh my gosh, I've just put down a half gallon of water in like 4 minutes. And I knocked over a glass. And it was the same glass that I'd used to finish the gallon of water. And it shattered. And I remember thinking to myself how uncommon that was because I haven't broken a glass since, it's probably been about a decade. And before that, I was probably in college, breaking beer bottles against walls, but that's a different story for a different day. And I remember thinking, it was 11:50, that something was up. It felt like something was off, but I couldn't quite put a finger to it. And so I went back to bed. And then I woke up at about 2 a.m. and my eyes just shot open. And I realized I didn't take the photo. I literally had ran over 500 miles in 1 month. And I forgot the photo. And so I was absolutely gutted in that moment. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. And, there's a handful of takeaways, but I think probably one of the most important ones is the fact that if you're trying to go fast and if you're trying to go far, you need to make sure that the fundamentals are right. Because if you're just moving for the sake of moving, which, by the way, it's very important, but if you're neglecting certain aspects of your health, be that mental, be that physical, it's eventually going to catch up with you. And so we're back on the challenge. We're going to make it to 75 Hard. And I'm just inspired by the messages that you guys are sharing. And I'm motivated to be able to share them as well to pay the fee. Because the transformative effect that 1stPhorm, MF CEO, Real AF has had on my life has been unbelievable. It truly has been. Andy, Vaughn, Tyler, you guys have really changed my life in significant ways that I'm not sure I would have reached beforehand. And so I'm grateful for you guys. Love what you guys are doing out there in St. Louis. And I cannot wait to be in the winner's circle at the end of 75 Hard. So guys, if you made it, thank you so much for your time. And we'll be talking soon. Bye.